Hello and welcome to Livin, La Liga, Loca.
Your first and only source of news for La Primera Liga Bautista Hispana.
I'm Kurt.
And I'm Armando.
We got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to go over what we're seeing this week as on a Friday evening as the crow flies, and what we're seeing this week and what we see for next week.
Definitely. Exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff. We're well underway in the season.
Oh, yeah. We missed a couple episodes there.
Third week is wrapping up nicely. You know, I think
very nicely for me. Yeah.
Standings are starting to take shape a little bit more. You know, still kind of a muddle. Honestly, there's not too many 0-3 teams after this week.
Yeah, not too many. Yeah.
And probably not too many 3-0 teams after this week either. And I think both of those groups are probably represented at this table right now.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, jumping in here, week 3. Let's go over the first match here. We have the Demodream team, captained by yours truly, and all for Da Big Mac, captained by who can truthfully only be described as the Lesser David.
Yes, truly.
Now, frankly, not much to talk about going into this week.
Unfortunately, you're kind of getting creamed there. Though David's team is severely underperforming for what he should be putting up, but your team can't really catch up at this point.
The problem is his team is severely underperforming, and so you think, man, maybe that leaves the door open. Unfortunately, my team is also severely underperforming, or as my team likes to call it, performing.
Yes.
So, it is what it is for them. Yeah. We came into this week. It was a fair assumption that Lesser David would be picking up his first win.
Easy win, some would say.
I would like to issue a formal apology to the rest of the league. I truly, truly did want to keep him winless through 3 weeks.
That would have been amazing.
I just didn't have the horses to get it done, unfortunately. Anything you want to comment on the match here?
No, it's kind of a basic match at this point. There's not a lot going on. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, David. Maybe 1 week you'll have a really good week. Hopefully not next week.
Well, then moving on here, we have Da Struggle Bus versus Reinhardt and Soul.
Reinhardt and Soul. Yes.
Now, Armando, tell me, what are you seeing with this matchup?
I mean, we've got two good teams. It looked like Joshua was going to get the early lead and keep the early lead, but it's just not working out for him this week. As we can see, even right now, we're looking at his projections, and they're in just bold red. Now, the great thing for him is that he is up against the Struggle Bus, who is struggling. That'd be the best word to describe him. But I think the win and the loss is pretty much set. I don't think Joshua comes back and makes a comeback.
Yeah, I will say I'm very disappointed with Joshua. Joshua, you disappoint me greatly because I was really hoping that Leo would remain winless, so that I at least have some company in the bottom of the standings. But now it appears that I am the lonely only.
A category of your own.
A category of my own.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
It is what it is. Yeah. Again, it's the price of one of these babies, and I'll pay it.
Exactly.
Yeah. One thing I do want to, just say, especially as he's not here to defend himself. And as far as I'm aware, you will actually be doing the editing on this episode. So
I will be, yes.
So he has no way to defend himself. I just think what a bozo drafting Reinhardt second overall really does not seem to be paying off for him.
No, it's really not. Reinhardt is kind of struggling. The Panthers are kind of struggling, but it's mostly due to, severe injuries. They lost some key players, and it looks like they're going to be out for most of the season. So we may not even see a Panthers playoff appearance this year, but I don't know how they're going to come back from it, but unfortunately for Joshua, it doesn't spell good things.
Yeah, well, that's double brutal for Joshua because he also has Bobrovsky on his team as well.
Ooh,
so he's really kind of putting all his eggs in the wrong basket here, I would say.
Broken basket.
I did send Joshua a message. I asked him. I said, hey, maybe next year you won't take Reinhardt in the first round, and his exact response, I believe verbatim, was, "No, he'll rebound." So, having learned nothing, Anyway, that's all I can say. I'm disappointed in Joshua. I'm disappointed in Sam Reinhardt. Who among us is not disappointed in him, frankly?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right, well, moving along here, Armando, we have the matchup between the number 1 ranked Gretzky's Ghost, George. Unbelievable.
Who saw it coming? It's almost like
Unbelievable.
somebody said that he would make playoffs at the beginning
Now-
and was called a fool.
I
a
do.
bozo even.
I do want you to slow your roll just a little bit here, Armando, because
No, because the third week spells the final.
Let's not forget. George was off to a hot start last
Blistering
year.
start.
Blistering start. He completely trashed both co-anchors of Livin, La Liga, Loca. Actually,
Yes, he did.
So, yeah. So we'll see where it goes. But he is off to a hot start. Seems like that match is pretty much wrapped up.
Yeah,
Right.
it's done. It's
Yeah.
over.
Looking like George is going to pull it out. Mix is really going to have to pull off some magic to have the comeback on this one, I think.
And I really hope my team performs because in a game of numbers, I could possibly jump to the first place. However, it is a rather wide gap because of that massive score he had last week.
Yeah, and he's putting up a, not quite as crazy as last week, but he's putting up another impressive week now. So
I'm kind of hoping he falls off,
yeah. Now we have what Yahoo Fantasy has strangely on Friday, today's Friday, strangely Friday morning, Yahoo Fantasy dubbed your match the matchup of the week.
We don't know the criteria for it because it doesn't really make sense, but it's the matchup of the week.
Could be anything.
It's exciting, I assume.
Frankly, I'm surprised it wasn't my team.
I'm not
I'm not either. I'm not either. It's just nice to feel relevant every now and then.
Just stick your name in there a little bit.
Well, tell me, Armando, what do you see in your own matchup this week?
I feel bad for Cheo because his team is putting up a performance. They're doing really well. Jack Hughes is scoring insane points. They're doing great. Unfortunately, he was just matched up against me, and my team just seems to be losing their minds. And I sent you a message earlier this week, and I felt like I had 3 players in my team that weren't really performing, and I feel like they all went to a meeting and decided, you know what, this is the week where we perform for our great and awesome manager, and I feel like they have. Kucherov isn't quite there yet, and a lot of Lightning fans are even saying that, there's some like red flags there. However, I do believe they bounced back. The year that they won the cup, they had a pretty rough start, so...
Now let me ask you this, Armando.
Yes.
You do seem to be pulling a little bit ahead in your matchup. Mm-hmm. However, really only just over half of the total matches have been played so far. Is it possible Cheo makes a comeback in this match, or do you feel confident you're going to hold him off?
Honestly, it's 50-50 because my players have been doing well and they've been fairly consistent. If Kucherov can figure it out and start scoring like he usually does, I feel like I can hold it. However, if he doesn't and Jack Hughes keeps doing what he's doing, I feel like it can easily flip in his favor.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right, is that Jack Hughes just has these blistering starts to the season, and then he gets hurt.
Yeah, then he breaks a leg or something like
so
that.
we just wonder, will that happen again?
It might.
All right, moving along here on this Friday evening. Now, here is, to me, I would say the surprise of the week.
Definitely.
That's what I would say it is. And we have the Cracker Cruncher versus Willie and the Boys.
Well, this week it's just the boys.
This week, it seems like it might be just the boys.
Yeah.
We don't know how long. We don't know, how serious the injury to Willie was.
It is day to day, so.
It's day to day, but that's the thing. They're all day to day until they're not.
Exactly.
So we'll see what it is, And I will say, this is one of those times where you really do feel for Jason in this situation because by all accounts at the beginning of the week, he should have walked away with this.
Oh, definitely.
This one
100%.
was, other than Lesser David's matchup this week, this one was as in the bag as it's possible to be, after day one. I mean, Jason had this locked up, and then Morgan Riley's out. Nylander's out now.
Yep.
Pretty unlikely, I think, that Nylander plays tomorrow. We'll see about Riley. And unfortunately, it just seems like that's going to be, enough for Moy to kind of slide in there and take the win.
Yeah. I mean, you lose your monsters, you lose your main players, and you can't really make a comeback without those guys.
Moy underratedly, I think people get so distracted by him. We get so caught off guard because he makes so many strange decisions with dropping players that's really all we focus about. Underratedly, Moy has been one of the luckiest managers in this league's history.
Yes.
It is unbelievable what this guy gets away with. Criminal, almost criminal.
Yes. I mean, last year, Hyman. This year, who did he drop? Ehlers. and so many others that he's just dropping. But it almost seems like he and another manager that we will be talking about very soon are sort of competing for that trophy of let's see who can drop the most cookies this season.
All right. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Moy's winning right now.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think he is. All right, so coming up here, we have our last matchup of the week.
Yes.
Again, on this wonderful Friday evening. And also one of the closer matchups of the week, actually.
Yeah, fairly close. I just looked in.
Between which I have to say, this is our first time saying.
Yes.
Oh, actually,
New name
both
alert.
of these names we've not said on the show yet.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because I hadn't changed them by the
And
time we released the first one.
I've got to tell you, I think they're the two best named teams in the league. That's what this matchup is. I don't think any team in the league has a better name than these two.
Wow.
We have the Ring Chafers.
Yep.
10 out of
Very
10.
nice.
10 out of 10.
Previously Benton's best team.
Yeah. Previously the reigning Connor. Now the Ring Chafers. Great one. Great name. Great. 10 out of 10.
I love it.
Love it. And so Dahlin stand by me.
Yes.
All right. Going at it. What do you see here, Armando?
It's tough. It's very close. Both teams are somewhat underperforming. You can see their numbers keep dropping and dropping. But in the end, it's going to come down to those guys really coming through. If David can have Dahlin perform like he should, he takes it. However, the Jets haven't been doing too well, which is part of the reason that Ben hasn't really been winning because his guys aren't really scoring. He's got those guys on there. But if they can figure out how to win and how to score, Ben takes it. So it's 50-50.
Let me tell you one advantage that that David really has here. Okay, we're going into Saturday, the day that usually has the most games. Okay, one of those games is the Buffalo Sabres, Dahlin's team, versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs will be icing their backup goalie, Caden Primo. Caden Primo is buns, straight buns. So he has a great opportunity here to really just rack up those points tomorrow.
And the Maple Leafs without Nylander, they won't really scoring. It's going to come down to just Matthews. That's it. That's all they really got. Tavares a little bit. But
And worth noting, if Morgan Riley stays out, they're also missing Chris Tanev.
Oh,
So they have a backup goalie and two of their top four defensemen out. That's pretty good for better David.
it is rather good for him. Yes.
Well, Armando, moving on to week 4. And let's get crazy here.
Oh, okay.
And let's start with your matchup.
Oh, wow. So we're not starting with the top matchup.
Not
Okay, we'll
starting
start
with the
mine.
top matchup on my app, no. Now, we are, I think this matchup here is this was probably the most anticipated matchup prior to the draft, we'll say.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's the two favorite teams prior to the draft, the two teams that had the most draft capital, you and Lesser David.
Yep.
Okay. Now, those, admittedly, the two teams in question here have had two different starts to the season. We've had you looking like you're potentially on your way to a 3-0 start. But, worst case scenario, 2-1, still a great start. And then you have Lesser David, who appears to be on his way to a 1-2 start. Mm-hmm. Probably unlikely that it's an 0-3 start, but still two different teams,
Things could
two
happen.
different records. Now, what do you see here in this matchup? What do you think is going to happen next week?
I feel that if things stay as they are and my team continues its course and his team continues its course, I take it easily. I walk away with the win. My team does what it needs to do, and it's over. For David, if his team continues to do what it's doing, however, well, not to say however, but he does have those two players. He's got McCarr and McKinnon, and they're doing great. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But unfortunately for his team, the rest of them aren't. So I feel like if things stay as they are, I take it.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that. I think if things stay exactly how they are, you walk away no problem because he has Aiden Hill injured, and he has 0 goalies on the bench. So it really is a question of what's going to happen there. Now I have a hard time believing that he is just going to walk in to week 4 and just give you the win.
Yeah,
I think he will figure something out.
A trade, a pickup,
with that
something.
goalie, and I will be curious to see what that something is.
Yeah,
It's got to happen pretty quick here.
He's got 2 days as of this recording.
Yep, almost exactly, actually. Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, good, be an interesting one to watch. Should be fun. Again, he's, I would say maybe you have the much more well-rounded team, but he's, Makar and McKinnon, two explosive players. Kind of hard to bet against a team.
But two players don't make a team. So he could have two incredible players and then just have everybody just do nothing and just keep losing.
You heard it here, folks. Livin La Liga Loca prediction. Armando walking away with it next week.
Hopefully I didn't jinx myself.
All right.
On wood.
Then we have the Ring Schaefers and Reinhardt and Soul. Mm-hmm. And, I'll go first on this one because I got to tell you, the first episode of the season, man, I was high on Reinhardt and Soul.
You were. Yeah, you were very excited about that team.
I thought, man, this is a team that's looking like they've got it. Mm-hmm. And then you look and you say, okay, well, the Panthers aren't winning, which is a problem because Reinhardt and Soul has Sergei Bobrovsky. Mm-hmm. And then you say, man, maybe it was just a really boneheaded decision to take.
Buns decision?
That decision was buns. That is a fair observation, Armando. Mm-hmm. To take Samuel J. Reinhardt second overall.
When you had so many other
maybe
options.
Not even the second round, frankly. Mm-hmm. Man alive.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go out and say it. I think Joshua could have waited until the 5th round and gotten Sam Reinhart as a 5th-round keeper. Mm-hmm. Maybe the 15th.
And he would have had Reinhart forever. Did he mortgage Reinhart for one season instead of getting Reinhart forever? We have yet to know.
Yeah, we may not know ever. So, I'm going Ring Schaefers on this one.
Going Ring Schaefers?
Yeah.
I think he takes it. I think so as well. It's just the Panthers aren't performing like they should. Obviously, because they lost so many pieces, but I think Ben just walks away with this one.
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Now, next we have the Alphas and So Dalin Stand by Me. Mm-hmm. And projections say
close.
That it says it's close. It says Better David's walking away with it. You know what? I'm gonna say Cheo's team has surprised me this year.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually going to go against the projections here. I'm pulling for Cheo's team this next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Currently playing Cheo's team, I can see that certain players, Jack Hughes, just goes off. Explosive. Gets so many assists. Gets so many goals. If that player continues to do so, being explosive, I believe he can flip the numbers easily. Chell is unfortunately having the luck that I had last year, where although he scores rather high, he keeps coming up against players and teams that score equally, if not greater, numbers.
And also against me.
Yes. So it's just unfortunate timing for him. It's just every week that he plays against someone, that other team just decides to go off and have the best score they're going to have all season. But, it might just happen that it doesn't happen, and Cheo's team goes off and takes it. Flips the projections. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
Crazier things. Now, next we have the Cracker Cruncher versus Mix's Matchless team.
Yes.
And I'm going to go ahead and open it up here on the app because, I was wondering if there were injuries because two fairly low projections.
Yeah.
Really I would say for this one, so.
And maybe due to games played, they haven't really adjusted their rosters yet for next week, so that might change.
Yeah. Well, what do you see here? Who do you think has the edge going into week 4 here? The Cracker Cruncher or Mix's Matchless team?
You know what? I'm going to go with the guy I originally projected to go into playoffs. I'm going with Moy. I say he takes it. He gets another win under his belt. I think his team's got it.
Do you know what I think this match comes down to?
What do you think?
Mix's goalies.
You think so?
I think Mix this whole season is going to live and die by his goalies.
Okay.
He has goalies that have the potential to put up like 17, 18-point weeks or 7, 8-point weeks.
Yeah.
And you just don't know what you're going to get at this point, unfortunately. Stars are off to a very rocky start. The Bruins are the Bruins. I mean, for goodness sakes, the Bruins lost 7-5 against the Ducks just yesterday. But when Swayman pulls it out, when Ottinger pulls it out, man, that is a tough combo to beat. That is a tough 1-2 to beat.
I do not think that the Stars can continue to have such a rocky start. They just have too many really good pieces in their team. So I believe Ottinger's wins are going to skyrocket after this. But Swayman, it's like you said, it's the Bruins. It's just very up and down. They can have incredible wins and just the most embarrassing losses. So I think you're right. He's going to live and die by his goalies. That is a fair assumption.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. If his goalies show up, I don't think
got
the Cracker Cruncher stands a chance. But, man, if his goalies don't show up, that is –
because we've seen 20-point weeks from both
Mace.
of those goalies.
Yep.
So if he can score 20 points from both of them, that's 40 points in his favor, and he doesn't really need to do much after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, coming up next, we have Da Struggle Bus versus Willie and the Boys. I think in this matchup, Armando, I might be more curious about this matchup than any other next week. Yeah, because you look at Jason's team and you say, okay, Willie's out, maybe.
Hopefully he's back by then.
Yeah, maybe he's back by tomorrow. We just don't know. But if Willie's out, if Morgan Riley is out, then Jason has some serious things to consider here. He's got some decisions that have to be
large
made.
gaps to fill.
Yeah, and then you look at the Struggle Bus and you think, well, part of the reason it has that name is Brady Tkachuk is out, right? I mean, let's be real. Kirill Kaprizov not performing how I think most of us thought he would.
After getting the bag that he got with that contract, you'd think he'd be putting a lot more goals.
Yeah, most of the concern that I think most of us had with Kaprizov is, man, that guy he's great, but man, he'll get injured. And then you look at him this year, he has not been great.
No,
so. It's a tough one. It's one of those things you look at it on paper and you think, man, if Willie's out, then Willie and the Boys just don't stand a chance. But then it's just hard to bet against Jason.
Yeah.
If there's one manager that can survive something like that can come up with a game plan around it, it would be him. So this is again, I'm interested in this one. I'm interested to see what Jason can do. I'm interested to see if it's going to be enough. We'll see.
Yeah.
Match to watch.
Definitely.
I don't know what Yahoo's going to decide next week is the matchup of the week, but for my money, live in the Liga Loca.
There you go.
This is the matchup of the week. Da Struggle Bus and Willie and the Boys.
Okay.
That's
see if it happens.
Calling it here, folks. All right, and then finally, we have what is projected to be a very interesting matchup.
Oh, wow, very close. Yeah.
Which is the Dema Dream Team and Gretzky's Ghost. Now, Armando, I got to tell you, I'll be flat out with you. I don't think I'm winning next week.
Okay.
But I think this week is where I start the turnaround.
Okay.
I really do.
Where you start picking up some dubs.
I'm getting some players coming back in the lineup off of injury. I've made some trades. I've made some pickups. And I think this is the first week that I really start feeling like, you know what? I might be able to claw my way out of last place.
Okay.
And again, I don't think I'm winning this week. I'm projected to do very well, to be very close. I don't think I quite got it this week, but I'm telling you, the wins are changing.
Okay.
I might get a win in the next few weeks here.
May get some air in your sails there.
Yeah. Or not. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I'm going to have to side with Gretzky's Ghost on this one, is because similar to the standard we had with Jason last year, until his team can really get himself into that winning column, we cannot really put our money or just our faith behind it, because we got to figure out, can this team win? And until they do, we just got to say they're going to lose.
Fair.
So,
yeah.
I believe your players can have some hope there. You're definitely making some right choices. There's a lot of players on this league that are dropping cookies for you, really helping to dig you out of that hole. But until your team can win, I'd say I'd give it to the opponent.
You look at my lineup, and I think it is inarguably better than it was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, 100%.
However, you also look at my lineup and you see a team that it is really, really hard to believe in. Really hard.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Again, stranger things have happened, but gonna give it to George here. Gonna give it to George,
He may
which
just have another win.
would be unbelievable if he manages to go 4-0 to start this season. He will have matched his win total from all of last season
in just the beginning
by
of the
week
season.
4. By week 4.
Something to be proud of, George. Good stuff.
And alive.
Oh, yeah.
Who could have seen this coming?
Maybe the guy who predicted him in playoffs. I don't know.
We're still a ways from that. And again, I hope he makes it. I hope Moy makes it. Moy, okay, we're gonna take a quick digression here. Moy in playoffs is exactly the kind of spice that this league needs.
Definitely.
Oh
definitely.
my goodness!
I
Can
cannot
you
wait till
imagine?
he makes it.
Can you
he was
imagine?
so close last year.
Like, you think of the chaos, the mayhem, the pandemonium that this guy causes in the regular season. Now imagine him in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Imagine this guy. Who's he got on his team? Imagine this guy going into week 2 of the playoffs, and he's just like, "Oh, I think I'm going to drop Crosby." Come on.
Which would be great for me. I hope you do that, Moy, because I have really high priority, and I feel like people are going to keep picking up the players off of that priority list. So my priority is just going to get higher and higher and higher.
I'm telling you, Moy. I'm cheering for you. I really am.
Yes.
Nothing. I don't think anything would be better for.
We
this
now
league
have
than
2
Moy in
believers, because
playoffs.
you weren't a believer when I first
No.
said it.
No. Don't mistake me.
Oh, no.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
believe.
Oh, no.
There's no belief in here.
No, please.
Just desire. Just desire. I want Moy in
You want
playoffs.
it. You don't believe in him, but
I
you want
don't
it.
believe he'll make it. And I'm sorry, Moy, and I am cheering for you. But again, just like we said about my team, until it happens, you cannot count on it happening.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, when he makes it, look, he's just got to make it one time, and then I'm going to feel more comfortable saying, okay, he can get in there. But Moy, please, I am begging you, please make it to playoffs. This league needs you in playoffs.
It needs it.
We
It's a
need
spice
you.
it needs.
You know, Acuna in playoffs will be great. I'll be really happy for Acuna.
Yeah.
I'll be super happy for Acuna. But this league needs Moy playoffs.
Playoff Moy, we need to see
need
it. We need to see the monster that's going to become.
Oh my gosh, Moy, please. Please do it for us, please. All right, well,
I think that's all we have for this episode.
yeah, you know, I do want to say before we go.
Okay.
You know, we do have to pat ourselves on the back here when we accomplish something great. And last show, I think we accomplished something great.
Okay.
We did some real hard hitting investigative journalism for you, the people at home. And we found out how James Malatesta ended up drafted in this league.
A solution to the Malatesta mystery.
Yeah. So in case you missed it in the group chat, David was, was quite sleepy.
Yes.
And he essentially just scrolled, picked a name at random, and hit draft.
Or so he says.
So he says. So he claims.
Yeah.
You know, I guess we weren't that thorough in our investigation. We did just accept the first explanation. It made sense, though. It
does make sense.
Anyway,
it was
so-
a rather late draft.
So, you know, feel free to leave in the comments what a great job you think we're doing of getting to these hard truths of the league, okay?
Yes.
Anyway, just had to give us our own flowers here.
Yes.
Goodness knows no one else is going to do it.
No, they're not.
Anyway, for Livin La Liga Loca, I'm Kurt.
And I'm Armando.
Have a great day.